This may sound like an unusual way of cooking your pork.
But by poaching it, it keeps it extra succulent.
Ooh.
To poach our pork, we're going to take pork fillet and put it into a sandwich bag with some butter and some thyme and just poach that very gently. We're going to serve that with some chunky chips and, more importantly, some chicory, which we're going to cook with apple in our cider. Okay?
Cool.
So some fantastic flavours. We'll start with our potato because they're going to take the longest.
I like poached meat.
Have you ever had poached meat?
Yep, it's tenderer.
You do one, I'll do the other. We're looking for chunky chips. The important thing is they're all the same size because then they can cook together, okay? We can keep the skin on. Some of the best bit.
What family of potatoes are we using?
Old potatoes as opposed to new potatoes.
Right.
But you can use whatever you want. This is a probably a Maris Piper or a King Edward. Right, there we go. All our chips. If you can put salt and pepper onto those.
I can.
Nice glug of olive oil. And that's it. It's a non-stick tray, so that can go into the oven about 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes, and we'll turn them halfway through. Meanwhile, Mike, we're going to take a look at the pork. So this is pork fillet. All we've done is cut it in half because we've got 2 small sandwich bags. All we're going to do is put one in each.
We're not making a sandwich, are we?
No, we're going to use these as a really easy way of poaching our pork. Another butter into the bag and a couple of sprigs of thyme.
So is that just going to intensify all the flavour?
Yes, and then what we do is try and get rid of as much air as possible as we shut it up. So we squeeze out all the spare air.
Like a vacuum.
No, not in me. Oh! Both of our bags of pork are going to go into just water that is just shy of boiling. Okay, you don't want to boil the water, it should poach. Chicory, this is the vegetable we're going to serve with our pork. So it's quite a bitter leaf. I want you to try some of that raw.
So is it like a lettuce, cabbage?
Yeah, it's a lettuce, it's a salad leaf, so try some of that. It's very, very bitter.
Oh my.
But really nice in salad.
Why would you do that?
With anything.
That's really nice in a salad. You serve it as it is. You just take off the bottom and shed off a few leaves. And we're going to put those into the pan. To the pan, we're going to add a cup of cider. Pork and apple, always a great combination.
That is
so we'll
actually.
put the cider in there. And we're going to add apple as well. So if you can just cut that apple up into wedges, take the core out, and then what we want is probably that into 3. And they can go into the pan as well. And because you guys can't cope with the bitterness of chicory, also going to add a little bit of brown sugar.
Thank you.
Okay?
Cool.
So that's going to go in there as well. Don't waste these end bits, these are great for salads. So we'll put those back in the fridge.
Okay.
The stalks can go away. Bring that to a boil. We're going to put a lid onto our chicory and braise that for about 10 minutes. Our pork is going to gently poach for about 20 minutes. And our potato still needs another half an hour in the oven. And then we can show you what comes next. Now, we can take our pork out of the water. There we go. Take out the pork, which is now beautifully poached, and put it into a hot pan with just a shot of oil. So we're now going to seal off the outside to get a nice golden colour.
Lovely.
Which everyone wants, but because we're going to cook it very quickly, you're not going to dry out the inside. That's perfectly poached. We get the chips out of the oven, and we can start to plate up some of these.
A Jenga tower.
This is like a meal to impress, isn't it? So we go for presentation.
I think so. Quite sophisticated. We're just sealing all the outside, the end as well. Nice golden colour.
Delicious.
We can put some of our chicory onto the plate. Look how much that's beautifully wilted.
And that's going to be sweeter than when Mike and I tried it.
Well, it's been cooked in the cider with all those apples as well. We'll have a couple of pieces of apple there.
Lovely.
I'm going to judge this so harshly. I'm telling you right now.
That will be the base to our pork, which we can carve a few slices off.
I have to say, it does look amazing so far.
And look at that, perfectly cooked, moist all the way through. We can put some of those slices on there. That is pork to be proud of.
What are you doing?
Getting a little bit of greenery.
I like this butter bag.
It's got lots of pork juices in there, so perfect flavour. There we go, our butter poached pork with braised chicory, sorted. Dig in, and just before you do, a little squeeze of lemon juice.
Oh, lemon.
That's what it was there for.
Almost forgot, but that just cuts through the sweetness of the cider. There we go.
Cool.
Have a taste.
So, is this one of those meals where we need a bit of everything to get the full experience?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I want you to tell me how good the poaching is.
I told you I'm going to critique this bitter stuff.
Chicory.
Chicory.
It's amazing.
You know, it gets all the different places in your tongue because you've got the sweet, the savoury, the bitter.
That's the one.
That's awesome.
That really is good.
And the succulent pork? Are you a fan?
I'm proud of it.
Delicious.
And if you want all the details to this recipe, it's on the website sortedfood.com, along with plenty of others.
Sorted.